Hey everyone, it's Nerf here. In this video, I want to take a look at and elaborate on something that happened at Glitch Infinite. MDVA had quite a few upsets that stunned everybody, except those who have to play against these guys every week in region. Today, I'd like to take a look in particular at something that can only be described as the Smub.
Oh, no way. Bro, are you diving like that, bro? Dive kick, kicked his ass out of winners. What?
He went for it. He went for that. Wow.
Man,
you know
what?
I respect it.
Smub is a player that, pre-quarantine, had a difficult time in tournaments. At pre-locals for Pound and SmashCon in 2019, Smub went 0-2 and 1-2 respectively. After some intense online grinding during the pandemic, however, Smub drastically improved his placings, starting 2021's offline resurgence with a victory screech. A win at Tech Time's first offline local since the region's COVID restrictions put them in lockdown. Although the power ranking season was not in effect, rendering the tournament ineligible, it was a hard-fought victory. Smub went to last game with most of his opponents there, coming out on top of an impressive body count of Len, Squid Plumber, Symphony, and Montrose aka Sig, despite losing the first set of Grands. His improvement cannot be overstated. He bought the Switch's online service for Ultimate in March 2020. A year later, he's beating some of the best unranked gatekeepers of the time. The win rate since then against some of these players is shaky, yet Smub continues to place very well within the region. That Tech Time tournament is the first documented instance of Smub adopting a playstyle distinct from what he had exhibited online. Smub says that he built up a high-risk, high-reward mentality through fighting more skilled players over Wi-Fi, a far cry from what he had been doing to merely go 2-2 at best offline. Over time, in readjusting to the lower delay, Smub carried over the lessons he had learned in 2020 and began picking up on player patterns and escalating his punish game. As a result, his confidence in his strongest options grew, and as he became more and more comfortable with throwing them out, he never felt truly disadvantaged, as he could reverse the situation at any time. This in turn gave rise to what we can colloquially call the Smub. So what is the Smub? The uninformed would suggest that it's this tactic, the downward angled up B in which you snap to ledge while threatening the spike. While Smub does go for this a lot, and I mean a lot. It's not something that is unique to him as a player. Hardly fitting to name the move after him, especially since he didn't discover it. Some others might think that the random F smash or up smash is the Smub. This is much more accurate, but that's also just called mashing. Ridley's smash attacks, while risky if missed, can create strong pressure that may startle an opponent, giving the Ridley a sense of security in those options, whether they force a retreat or connect outright. Instead, to look at the Smub is to go a bit deeper. A Smub move is one that puts yourself at a high level of risk, gambling on the specific read or reads that you're looking for. Often there is a very viable escape option available to the opponent, but they might be caught off guard in advantage state, or unable to delay their recovery off stage. Bottom line is, though, a Smub can simply just get you killed if you miscalculate. The goal is to be unpredictable. Smub's performance was shaky going into some of the larger tournaments in MDVA in the second half of 2021. Between the Cave and the 2 weekly Xanadu tournaments, he was getting a mixed bag of a few top 8s, soured by 13ths and 25ths. At the comeback, what promised to be a regional with high-level talent from outside MDVA, it was time to prove himself. Smub had a commanding early bracket, defeating MDVA until he faced Mr. E. In a 2-1, he took it. A nice out-of-region win, plus an extra win on Slushy after that. A 5-2 run. Not bad. 3 weeks later, on August 19th, 2021, Smub won the Cave for the first time. He had the perfect run for a Ridley. Little Mac, into Bowser, into Little Mac, into Dedede. Then came Len. 3-0. His brother Montrose, you may remember as Sig, came after. Unlike the Tech Time win Smub got back in April, there was no reset. Montrose went down after only taking a game. Smub played incredibly, balancing patient and safe options with the classic Smub risks thrown in. Then came Glitch 8.5. Smub faltered here, going 3-2, losing to Suarez 1-2 in winners, then 1-2 to Kanoka in losers. SmashCon was better, with a 4-2 run, losing to Esam and Sinji. Again, taking a game off each. Going to Game 3 is great, especially against these players, but Smub was falling short. His local placings were good coming out of Glitch, winning cave number 81 on September 30th and getting second at the pre-SmashCon cave by double eliminating Pelka. And only losing to DM in 2 pretty close sets. Cave number 81 in particular is important since it was the last day of the PR season for MDVA and considerably helped Smub reach 13th on the list. After SmashCon, Smub continued to get top 8 at nearly every tournament he entered for the next 3 months. Smub's local success in the last few months of 2021 paid off, earning him 10th spot on the 4th quarter PR, this time higher than the other Ridley main, Creepoopa. His run at Glitch Infinite wasn't really anything crazy. He 2-0'd Gutbuster, a Game & Watch from New York, then 2-1-4-4, a Bayo from North Carolina, beat Stretch 2-0, yes, that Stretch, and then had to play on stream against Teaser, number 2 on Georgia's PR. Teaser went into Glitch with a lot of momentum. A week before, on February 12th, 2022, he got second at Card's Basement, a tournament in Atlanta, Georgia. Might not sound too prestigious until you take a look at this run. Vendetta, Jazzo, Fatality, and taking a set off Cola in Grands? Insanity. And that's not all. At the Peanut Formal on February 5th, he got 3rd. All things considered, he was expected to win over Smub and continue his run, seeded to face Zamba, who got 2nd at the tournament. Then, assuming a loss, Pinkfresh knocked into losers by Click. That's an upset that could easily be its own video. With so much pressure looming over this set, it's no surprise that Smub started trailing behind Teaser in the first game. Something we haven't talked about is Smub's impressive 2-framing edge guards, which is a nice compliment to the times he does go all out with a crazy option. Those safer options like F-tilt helped him get himself into better and better situations before. Against Teaser, he was not able to get it consistently. Game 2 was far better, with Smub taking the first stock and staying in a comfortable lead most of the game. He was getting around the projectiles well enough, closing the gap and finishing off with a nice bait. Fadeaway neutral air into fast fall forward tilt. Game 3, Smub did not ban Final Destination, so it was an obvious choice. In theory, this should be a horrible stage for Ridley versus Samus. the lack of platforms should give Teaser more accuracy, but Smub manages to rush him down fast enough to take the stock first twice in a row. Still, Teaser brings it to last stock, and Smub knows that he had yet to use his ace in the hole. Up until now, he had not been putting himself in a vulnerable state very much in the set. It was a patient Smub, but his confidence in his options were yet again growing. All he needed was one more stock. The true culmination of everything Smub had learned and built up, from early offline to Wi-Fi, then back to offline, competing with some of the best in less than 2 years since going 0-2. Sadly, Smub's run at Glitch would end there, losing to Zomba immediately after, then an unlucky break to catch Pinkfresh in Losers. But Smub's story is far from over. It's just the beginning. The question is, who he's going to Smub next. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and also follow me on Twitter at NerfCasts. I'll be trying to do more of these spotlights, so let me know in the comments who you'd like to see one on next. Thanks!